Chris, it's always tough after a loss for the Crimson Tide, but how do you hope, first of all, this team uses this week to get ready to bounce back against the Gamecocks?
Yeah, obviously, you hope that it's something that draws people together instead of splinters them apart. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Disappointing, frustrating, but no more so than for the players and coaches themselves. They're the ones that invest as much as they do. Fans invest heart, emotion, finances to travel, to be a part of it, and you get that. But nobody invests more of themselves in the games than the players and the coaches. So hopefully people will rally behind them as they try to rally around each other and get themselves ready for a team in South Carolina that's wounded as well, but is shown to be very dangerous also.
Looking back quickly at the Vanderbilt game, the offense didn't have that many plays on the field, still scored 35 points, but the defense was
Yeah.
out on that field for a very long time. Just what made things tough for Alabama's defense against the Commodores?
Yeah, Alabama obviously missed some tackles, missed some assignments, things that they'll go to work on this week. But I think we also have a tendency, and I say we, meaning anybody that plays Vanderbilt, or anybody that loses a game. We focus so much on what happened to our team and what we didn't do, and that's where it needs to start, and that's the thing you can control. But I think, especially in the case of Vanderbilt, we failed to give them the credit they deserve for making some great plays. One that comes to mind was the fourth and a foot that they had. Was that late third quarter,
Hmm.
I guess? You felt like you're about to get the football back and felt like you made some plays to put them in a bad position. And to their credit, they make a great play. The throw was um, had enough air under it so that the receiver could run under it, make the grab, a great catch. To not a fullback breaker, but it definitely sprained it a good bit. It was a great play on their part. They're able to keep Alabama from ever taking the lead. The fumble that was forced of Jalen was a great play, great hit. Obviously, he wishes that we'd gotten a block on that side, or that he'd been able to get rid of the football sooner, or been more aware of what was coming in his face so that he could have held on to it. But it didn't happen. And again, though, that's Vanderbilt making a play. And we also tend to think, well, it's Vanderbilt. We said it in the open. This ain't your daddy's Vanderbilt. They're tough. They're talented. Their quarterback had wins against SEC teams last year. They have beaten a good Virginia Tech team this season, and had Missouri on the ropes. Should have won that game. Um, None of that changes who Alabama is or what Alabama should have done. My point is, the gloom and doom and some of the statements about this being the worst loss. I mean, it's overreaction, because this is a better Vanderbilt team, and Alabama is capable of and will play far better in weeks to come.
Now, we've talked before about how Coach DeBoer has been really steady throughout this entire process of not only taking over the job from Coach Saban, but getting into his own and coaching and getting a big win against Georgia. Did you see the same kind of steadiness even post game after a tough loss on Saturday?
Sure. No question, Roger. No, look, he was not happy. He was he was frustrated. He was disappointed in the outcome, and in what led to it. At the same time, he was not out of character from what we've seen of him in the past several weeks. One of the things to respect so much and appreciate about Coach DeBoer is his ability to remain consistent, his ability to um, not be too high after a great win last week against Georgia. And as I said, he wasn't happy at all with the outcome of that ball game. Disappointed, frustrated, but at the same time, very understanding of the fact that everything you want to do and accomplish this year, outside of being undefeated, is very much in front of this team.
Well, that's certainly good to see. And then something we haven't talked about a lot in our weekly interviews, but we will start talking about more is Alabama men's basketball. And coming up on Friday, Chris, there is a very special event coming up at Coleman Coliseum, the likes we have not seen before. Can you tell us what's in store?
Yeah, look, we've had the what used to be back in the day Midnight Madness when there was the hard fast rule of when you could start practice and teams may go at midnight and you'd have a big build up around that. Basically, you're going to have the things take place in this game and in this event that would have been midnight, but they're simply at 8:30 instead. So excited about that. 7:30, I guess, is a start for a lot of stuff. But anyway, it will be taking place at Coleman Coliseum, where you're going to have the introduction of the team. You're going to have a 3-point contest, a slam dunk competition, which Nate Oates has already said will be unlike anything we've seen, simply because the participants are highly skilled in many regards, but especially in the dunk category. So it's going to be fun to watch, but there's also going to be a scrimmage. We'll have a chance to talk um, with Coach Oates about this team, and it's going to be fun for the fans. There is a $10 charge if you're not a student. There's this is part of the NIL deal that we're in right now, but it'll be, I think it's something people will definitely get their money's worth when they come out and see just how exciting and entertaining this team is going to be, but also very special, the Final Four banner reveal, which we've never had at the University of Alabama before for men's basketball, and very excited about that taking place and honoring last year's team, and yet turning the page and seeing why there's so much excitement about this year's squad as well.
It's going to be a lot of fun coming up on Friday. And then, Chris, it's going to be a quick turnaround getting ready for Saturday morning. 8 a.m. will be our start time of Extra Security Champions Lane. And again, a great opportunity for this football team against South Carolina to take a step forward, getting ready for what we know is going to be a tough stretch this season.
Yeah, there's no question. And South Carolina's good. They are a dangerous team that you can't sleepwalk through this ball game. They will come out ready. They've lost a couple that they want back after they beat Kentucky earlier in the year. They need this game just as Alabama does in order to stay in the position they're in right now. So uh, it's, I think, another opportunity. Every game we have seen this year has been an opportunity to learn about this squad. The opener, there was the excitement of it being Kalen DeBoer's first game, and just the season opener period brings a lot of excitement. Week 2, the dedication of Saban Field. The third week, the trip to Wisconsin. Week 4, of course, the fact that it was a top 5 matchup with Georgia. Then we didn't handle the post big game atmosphere or lack thereof in Nashville. Didn't manage that well. So how do you respond now? Everybody wants to see how you respond from a loss, and I'll be surprised if they don't see this Alabama team show up and motivated and determined to not let what happened a week ago happen again.
We look forward to seeing the response. Well, Chris Stewart, thank you so much for your time with us this week on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Have fun with all the events coming up this week, and we will see you on Saturday. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, buddy. Thanks so much.